Hey folks, it's Laura with Raintree Nursery. And today we're going to take a look at training a tree. This is a fairly young tree. This tree's been in the ground for about 3 years. This is a prune d'Agen, and because it is a plum, you know it's going to be kind of lanky. Also, sometimes plums have kind of a bad habit of having really narrow crotch angles. They'll grow up for a while until they get more mature enough to start producing fruit. Then they open up, and if you haven't worked with the crotch angles, you can end up with a situation where what is a narrow crotch angle will break. You'll lose half the tree. It's a very stressful thing for both the tree and the people who love the tree. So today we're going to take a look at some of the strategies that we can use to train the tree, open it up safely, slowly, with easy to use materials. Anybody can do this, and I'll show you how. You can see what we've done here is to take this branch that was growing too upright, and we've bent it down a little bit, and we are training it open. We've got an attachment point to the fence right here, handy that we have the fence. And I'm using biodegradable materials, which is something that I like to do whenever possible. And I'm also wrapping this hemp twine around the tree in several different places. I want to spread the pressure out so that we don't end up with one single link that would run the risk of girdling the branch, of providing too much pressure and making some problems in the bark. This way we're spreading the load out, and as the tree grows, it has some give. This will eventually rot. This string will probably last, I don't know, maybe a season till next winter. And then we can reassess how the tree is doing. We can decide if we need to continue to open up the crotch. As you can see, this is a very narrow crotch. It's a really nice mature branch, and I would rather not have to prune the whole thing out. But we do run the risk, if we cannot spread this, of having the tree split and having our central leader have an irreparable wound, and we certainly want to avoid that. So we're going to try this and see how it works. And although I do like to use biodegradable materials in most circumstances, there are some circumstances that call for something a little bit more durable, and this is one of those times. Right here we have a major branch on this tree that was assuming a really tight angle. That's not going to work for the health of the tree. So I took some baling twine, which we have a lot of since we have animals and we feed hay, and again wrapped it around the branch in a secure fashion, and then took it all the way down here and attached it to this earth anchor. This is a wonderful tool. You can just screw it into the ground and it stays put. It doesn't rust and all that kind of stuff. It's very durable. Back in the day, people used to use wooden stakes to do this kind of staking. And I suppose if you didn't have an earth anchor handy, you could certainly do that. But they do tend to degrade when you're putting a lot of pressure on them. This you don't have that problem with. It's really easy to get in the ground. And if you decide you even want to tighten it a little bit further, you can just go ahead and continue to work on it a bit, and it will open up that crotch even more. If you're not real strong in the upper body, you can take a stick as leverage and twist it like that. It's a fantastic tool. So now we have a nice solid contact points to open up this tree a little bit more. There's one other thing we're going to do on this large branch. This is, again, a nice mature branch. It's got a lot of fruiting nodes on it. I don't want to lose it, but it's got a super narrow crotch as well. So we made a few spacer bars. These are simply pieces of wood. We took a drill, we drilled into it so we have a little bit of a saddle here. And then we can take that and put the saddle on one side of the stick and then insert it so that we have good space. You can see how it opens up this angle. And in this case, we're going to allow this piece of baling twine to do double duty for us. It's going to act as a support for this spacer. Eventually it might fall out, and that's okay. We just want to, during the active growing phase this tree is just about to move into, we want to give it a little help, open it up a little bit, and make the form just that much better and healthier for the tree. So as you can see, we've done a little bit of spacing to widen some of these crotches, chosen places where the wood will sit in a good way, not fall out immediately. We will come back and check on this tree regularly to make sure it's doing what we want it to do. We may end up having to fasten these a little bit more, and that's fine. We've opened up this tree considerably. It looks like it's in a much nicer growth pattern. Opened up these two central branches as well, and it's off and running. And that's it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time from Raintree Nursery.